Alex the Pretender. Okay, so this guy really hit the ballpark off last year because of literally, what he tried to do, everything. So he's one of those fucking running gag people. Oh, we have to set Eris up here and there. But he had a signature for it. You see, back when I was, going to Fanmade, he tried to say that I was only good for grabbing ass. If you don't know what grabbing ass does, it makes a girl's pussy wet if you're hot. But if you're not hot, she'll think of you as a creep. So what happened was this. Literally, he kept on trying to say this and that when he already knew I had game, but he knew I had game in a certain area. He knew I didn't have, material things. And you know how freaking, fucking nerds have distinctness, fucking lately, how girls are fucking sluts and shit. And yeah, you're just proving my point by you being hot and you pulling a hot girl and stuff. It just proves you are the world is full of shit, like really fucking bad rules and shit. So what if I tell you this guy was hell-bent on destroying the fucking world if literally I didn't submit to only Lisa? This guy literally fucking went all out, and I met this guy at Fanmade 2019. So this guy is freaking funny. Like literally, he literally thinks he's the shit. Literally fucking, he'll say shit when he has the advantage. Literally, after great, he'll steal shit for all his fucking friends and shit, and he'll get you in a fucking position where you don't feel like fucking arguing with him, and then he'll fucking roast you like a hood nigga, and then fucking he's wondering why it doesn't work, and then afterwards fucking people talk to him. And where I come from, after you pull shit like that, people beat your ass and they'll let you live. People laugh at you because you're being immature. But what if I tell you we live in a generation that takes advantage of that immaturity? Like, oh yeah, I'm young, I always have the past and stuff like that. Literally, we live in a generation where nerds know that freaking gangsters don't get laid like that. Gangsters who they are on TV. So nerds think that they can be little gangster, fucking literally think that they can hang around a fucking gangster, learn their fucking language and shit, learn all the charisma of a gangster, and literally just sit back on their computer. And when it doesn't work, and when they turn out to be 30-year-old virgins, they try to set other people up for crimes and shit. They'll be like, it's okay if you're a 30-year-old virgin, but then they'll fucking harass everybody who does get pussy in their mid-20s. It started with him stalking my girl, Reese, aka L2. So what happened at Fanmade is I cosplayed as Omoi from Naruto, and literally I went up to her, everybody was rooting me on, and I did very great. I had punch signs on top of punch signs on top of punch signs, and I even gave her the nickname of L2 at the end. But when I went to go ask for Reese's number, I started this stuff like that because I put a lot of freaking effort, and plus I was high off a dab, so literally freaking, I was doing really good because I just saw the movie before literally I went to Fanmade. So literally, I felt so bad, but I know she was gonna, stalk me right afterwards because I know how girls are. And literally, so what happened was right after I nicknamed her L2, and right after, I couldn't get her number because, freaking circumstances. But she told me she knew that literally I was going through a lot. Literally, I'm very natural, punch line after punch line process, but then you start at the end. Yeah, girls like that. They love that actually. They like the fact that you're not perfect. What they don't like is the guy who influenced you, the guy who made you wear the chain. Literally, the guy who made you wear the chain. Even though you were being 100% nice first, you learn from your mistakes from the hood. But literally, what I did was I had, freaking golden Koromite chain, off limits. Okay, so anyway, I had a golden Koromite chain, like a kunai chain from Naruto, and I was I was talking game to a female cosplayer of Lelouch, and I was doing really good. Literally, because it was my favorite anime, I was very nervous. It was a tall girl too, and so literally freaking, it was crazy. Like literally, you could tell the chemistry was good. You could tell that literally it was crazy. But here's the thing, man: when you have a great freaking moment like that, and when you end off with stuttering, that is horrible, absolutely horrible. But that's understandable because I'm an anime fan. But that's horrible where it comes, life. It's really horrible when it comes to life in general. Because you know what that does? That defeats the whole purpose of the moment. That defeats literally everything. Even though like literally it's at time literally, and that's why I get to say, sees bad the person who made you wear that chain. So after literally I got done talking to L2, I was nervous. Literally I did that fake nigga that literally stumbled, grabbing my stuff. That was over 3 minutes of straight punchlines. So it was really, I had an awkward ending. So I was walking off and stuff like literally, and so literally I'm like, she's probably gonna follow me this and there. I just literally fucking, even though I did really good, literally the fact that I was training for an entire year for that too, because I was grabbing ass the year before. So I decided to show him, well, why would I show him that I have a mouthpiece? Why would I show him that I can talk to girls and stuff like that? Why would I show them this and that? So literally, so I was saying there was straight game, but then I started at the end, and the reason why it sucked is because I trained for an entire year. See, there's multiple things that weigh a situation out, not just the fact that I did good. You understand? It's really out there. It's really, really, really outstanding how legally you can't surpass your human, but that's the reason why we're limited as human beings. We can't have that perfect interaction if something gets in the way. Literally fucking this that you can't stumble and get automatically back to work. That's why we have these cut scenes and stuff, and they make sure everything's on point. And you have to understand that literally after I got done talking to Reese, Alex and his other fat friend were in leather fucking jackets. But literally, these are guys who are over 30 who joined the dark internet. What these guys do is they go in and out of jail, and literally they watch anime just like me. You know how a gang has to tie you to somebody just like me? They couldn't get the arrow, so they got two fucking white guys. One was skinny and one was fat, and they're both obsessed with JoJo's Bizarre Adventures and shit. And they're acting something about what they do is they sexually harass girls. They go in jail. One of them even tried to sexually harass Kelly at my job. They're famous in freaking Fremont. Literally freaking. I think one of them literally showed up to high school one time pretending to be a teenager, and I know people fucking do that because I was at the anime table too. That was pretty funny. So what you have to understand is this. So after I get done talking to L2, Lily, Alex and his friend are all like, what was that? And he's all like, and this is why you don't get any, which really, really hurt at the time because I was only fucking girls in my sleep at the time. I wasn't on top. And the main thing for a man is to be masculine. This is why I tell you, don't put girls over everything because Lily, fucking girls will choose the way they have their way with you, and literally that makes people make fun of you and stuff like that because multiple fucking reasons. Literally, I was only getting girls at night, and literally this is why you don't get any like, oh, it was all a dream. No, it wasn't. It wasn't fucking. And you know that was only because they were talking shit. That's only because they feed the purpose. They had to add on insult on top of injury, or else they wouldn't click, or else they wouldn't realize who's the one getting laid, buddy. And that's the whole point of gaslighting. What's the whole point if fucking he still has it and you don't? It doesn't matter which way he has it. He's still having a higher way of living and you don't. Sorry. It doesn't matter, literally. They were both for part of the Obelisk Blue. It was fucking insane. But it's like, no, she wants to catch a fancy island. And then the other guys, no, even worse. She wants to get married and have kids. Literally, it's fucking crazy. Alex is such a little bitch. You have to understand. I know what you guys fucking do. I understand it's not. I didn't even know about the dark internet, but I know guys don't get laid until they're 30 in general. So what he did never really impressed me, but he waited at the right time to do it each and every time, and he's literally the biggest loser of all time. He did it again when I was about to get in a fight. So what happened is I grabbed a girl's ass because he fucking made me do it over and over again. And literally, I was about to get in a fight with the guy she was holding hands with. So literally, this guy was about to fight me and shit. And so literally, they forced me to a fucking serve machine by literally fucking doing hella shit. And then like, I would have murked that nigga. And literally, obviously he backed off. Literally, I would have murked him. And so fucking he was working with the ARL and Leo and shit, being a part of Obelisk Blue. And Alex is like, No, he didn't say no, that dumb shit. Literally, he's like, nope, he wouldn't gave you that. Not only, I'm like, okay, you can talk that regularly if you want. You saying that literally I'll get fucked up by a girl in a wheelchair, okay, after I just get literally fucking done training for an entire fucking year, after we doing real shit, after grabbing ass and succeeding again, you think you can say that, and it's gonna hurt me after fucking time because I can't fight back. You know what the devil said after he said he wouldn't gave you that? Not only, and the devil was so like, so you can't come back. I'm like, you and me have a really complex relationship. But you know what's funny? The devil told me, yeah, you came back in the beginning, but now it's not worth it. You know, the devil's actually a good and a bad person. The devil is a man of standards, so you know, that's why I fuck with him. Think about it, Lily, I already run a hip-hop company. I'm the one wearing a chain and sword, boy. You have no right to talk shit, but you ain't trying to press and Lily say, you would got that naughty. And I'm all like, okay, fucking you did that on top of the press. It's no meaning to come back. I shouldn't come back. It's extremely immature. You gotta understand, but you did at the time to make sure it hurt. That automatically validates me that you're a loser. Lily, over and over again, he got so butthurt. So guess what happened? He tried stalking me again, Lily, after Home Depot, after Alicia shit, after Jordan. So you know what Lily Alex's thing is? Alex takes a big advantage of cringe. He looks at Lisa, he's like, who has more friends? Eris or Lisa? And we're all trying to break down. Dude, we already know. She only has fake friends because of her tits. You can't compare people like that. Rule 7, not gonna get away with that forever. He's like, oh yeah? I'm like, okay, you know what? Go to jail, Lily. Learn the things from criminal blood. Not get a girl again. Wondering why it was gonna get girls. Guess what's gonna happen? You're not gonna be able to do that shit on him anymore. Lily, fucking Alex tried taking fucking money out of my credit card accounts. And Lily saying, don't send a dick pic to Bree. Don't send a dick pic to Bree. I started laughing at him and shit. I'm gonna get back next month, buddy. Lily, it's hella fucking funny. You don't understand. You're a little ass kid dealing with a grown ass fucking man. You're fucking getting physically fucking injured and shit like that. And somebody that's automatically entitled to me that's coming back next month is gonna be there. And Lily, I'm still getting pussy. You don't. I'm just gonna keep playing this video game, buddy. You don't understand. That's me versus the Obelisk Blue versus me and Norte. They were aiming for actual results. They actually trapped me in the situations. They actually try to do shit that the fucking gang wouldn't. Because they understand they had to get me at corporate level. They were doing shit when I was actually working. It was fucking insane. Well, how did Alex come about? Alex was already in and out of the pen for being one of those fake anime fans who think they're fucking gangster, who use the swag they get from the pen of the new anime fans. They always end up living a better life because they understand you have to be a nerd all out, and they try to watch shit like JoJo, who has fucking artifacts, really some boring ass shit. I really like JoJo, but only after I lived in the hood. After I escaped my brother's house is the only time I got into JoJo. That's back when I'm the most mature after I went through the most shit. So Lily, what Peter says is right, it's true, but it's for a different audience, okay? Definitely, if you literally fucking get falsely acclaimed and fucking sexual assault and shit, fucking, of course you can fucking go home and fucking watch JoJo and shit because you have nothing else there. If you know how society works in and out by being trapped in multiple political situations, of course you're gonna understand things like JoJo and Kill la Kill and shit. After you've been literally through thick and thin and shit, literally, that comes from a very mature mindset to absorb everything. Literally, it could be worse, comes from actually experiencing worse, not like literally fucking imagining worse. Do you understand? Don't compare people, like, don't say like million people are starving in Africa. Well, if you actually Google Earth Africa, Africa is one of the richest fucking areas on the fucking planet. They have more skyscrapers in the fucking US, which is why they made Black Panther. It's because Africa is way more luxurious than you think. They have hidden gemstones there, the valuable gemstones. What gemstones do we have in America? Lily. Alex does is he's one of those people who say, yee, wow, so supporting. We're there in reaction, but you fucking throwing a fucking, plastic cup of fucking beer out the fucking window and shit, Lily, pretend to be cool. Lily, hey, man, look at me, Lily, fucking digging in his ear and shit. Lily, let's have fun. Don't you see me dancing? I'm digging in my ear. Lisa is crying the entire time. I want my ears back. Oh, my ears back. The fake party after fake party. Lily, and fucking Lily, he watches fucking shit like Code Lyoko. He stalks me just like Stone watching Code Lyoko. I'm like, you should be more like Odd. I view Odd, but I view you. I'm like, no, I already said Odd first in my head. You see, what you're failing to fucking realize is you're so focused on reverse psychology. That's why you wait till a certain time to say I'm just like Odd. Lily, you see how Odd goes out with hella girls in school? The sleazeball. I'm like, you are a fucking idiot. You're taking things you see from fucking movies and shit and thinking it's working on people in real life. That's right, it never does. I'm sorry. What's worse about them, they could be dating if they want to, because it's easy to just fucking pick up a dab pen and go watch an episode of anime. But when things don't go your way, because they fully understand anime because they have lore, but they don't, it's because they fully understand that. It's why it's distracting them and why they're really not to get bitches. Like, it's because I can understand all this, why can't they just compromise for me? You know why? Because you're not doing any compromise for them. You're fat, you're skinny, none of you guys have muscle mass, none of you guys are going all out and being a nerd. You use it as a fucking excuse, Lily. You haven't used anime to a certain things. You know what I would do? I would wear fucking Stewie Griffin shirts to school and go home and watch Fairy Tail. I would have collared shorts, the art polo, fucking N1 shoes, Lily going all out and fucking thrift store shit, like Lily being selective about thrift store shit, but Lily having to be fucking raped in society. It doesn't matter unless you have 100 pair of Jordans, unless your backpack is like fucking $40 and shit. We don't want to fuck with you, and it's completely fucking true. Unless you have a name brand, we don't fuck with you in high school, and that sucks. You know what fucking sucks? When you grow up and you actually have kids, you realize you don't have to do all that. You just have to have something to represent something, and that's the whole purpose of lore. But when you go to fucking school, you don't have to dress hella fast. You just have to wear a fucking gray jacket, wear an A's hat. You have to make sure you're doing something. It's not too expensive, but you have to make sure it's something that connects to society. You have to. That's where nerds get this misconception. You don't have to wear fancy clothes. You just have to wear clothes that define you. Like Pierre used to wear a Pac-Man shirt. He used to wear a fucking miscellaneous shirt, with video games with hands on it and stuff. Like, it was really, really crazy. It helped him in terms of business, but it didn't help him in terms of getting ratchet girls. But Peter was on the right track. He dressed really, really nice in high school. Very professional. That's how you dress when you're professional, but that's not how you dress when you're trying to impress a girl. So Alex got so fucking mad when I pulled Bree's number at Crunchyroll that he pretended to be Neji and cosplayed as Neji for the first time as Neji Big Town when he was just going to fan made with that leather jacket. Or having to a whole movie act going on with the leather jacket, Alex, and he keeps on going in and out of jail. You have a mental condition and you're taking advantage of it. You can't take advantage of a mental condition. That doesn't make sense at all. And he gets destroyed over and over again. And then Lily, I'm like, bro, he's probably thinking about making out with Bree. I'm like, why? Because fucking I have crushed with somebody like that. When people fucking Lily wouldn't let me see my girl and shit, fucking Lily, they put fucking mirages in my fucking head. Think I can get with this girl and said, obviously he said no. Lily and shit, oh my god. And his friend literally ran. When I sent that Xbox line to Bree, Lily, he ran. He was about to respond like, okay. why? And then those his head, you know why, and stuff like that. He didn't just grab her ass. He already had her personality. I am telling you, man, it's fucking horrible. Lily, that's my role, not yours. I'm trying to let you know, Lily, you're not playing your role effectively. You're not supposed to get girls like her. You're supposed to get girls who literally like you for who you are and what you get money. Lily, and muscles. Lily, I don't think you want to have weak children. Lily, it doesn't matter. You don't want to take any of that into consideration. So what Alex says, he took advantage of the fact that Prince was literally fucking dominant at the time, but he didn't do shit about it. And now that he knows that anime is back to normal, it's like you never had a chance, buddy. You never had a chance to control the situation. You never had this and that. You're just mirage. It was your early 30s, just like we told you. Like Lily, it was a thing that you'll fuck your 30s anyway, but you abused it. So guess what? Now it's back at square one. Now you have every excuse in the world to move on and live a better life, but no, now you put yourself in a fuck position to a point where you have Lily fucked up muscle memory. You forgot that Lily, you run off muscle memory. So the more you feed bullshit, you get addicted to your own bullshit. That means you want to cry. You want to complain because Lily, you receive benefits from it, but now he's receiving absolutely no benefit from it at all. Because Craigslist removed, Lily, we're forcing anime fans to go all out and being anime fans. You don't get away with playing the same way in story anymore. You don't get away with Lily, fucking, Lily, pretending you're top tier where you're not anymore. You have to do research and you have to apply it. Not only do you do research, you have to apply it. Not use research and flex it for your fucking friends and make little Pokemon clubs, Lily. Fucking ignore the world on the outside until Lily, somebody either fucking gets pussy or lives life right. It's either somebody is outdoing the nerding you by Lily being a nerd but not being spoiled by actually being considerate of people, because some nerds have siblings like, Mako, Akari, etc., to where they have to be responsible, to where they can't just be selfish or wrong. The majority of the nerds are selfish because they do stuff that's only pertaining to them. And when you have something like a dog, a sibling, something to take care of, like me, I have children, it's something that Lily lets you recognize, and you can't Lily get stuck in this shit and forget about the world. He was fucking crying. He was fucking crying after I full breezed up her and shit. What Alex tried to do is he tried to join the bandwagon that the 90s never existed, because what happened was this. I met Jordan at Crunchyroll, so we all know about me and Jordan, right? So you know what's dank? The flavor of love. You know what made reality TV better than Jersey Shore? Is that they went into detail. They had very, very good context. Plus, they had somebody Lily involved. Jersey Shore, they added a whole bunch of random people from random places and shit like that. Lily, if you didn't know how reality shows work, like Bacon from, the Brett Michaels show, she was originally on a Playboy magazine. She probably to make that show. You have to have professional, something before you get on, Lily. That's how it works. So, Lily, the reason why Flavor of Love was so good and why Crazy was so bad and Love and Hip Hop, they're like, oh, you stole my fucking Gucci bag and stuff like that. Instead, Lily, hey, your time is up. The perfect running gag is Lily fucking Flavor Flav, Lily, a really, really a public fucking figure. Lily, somebody who was a really, really high figure in rap, something that's relevant on top of relevance. Lily, having Lily, the number one person being Hoops, Lily, all the nicknames and shit, Lily, all that you nicknamed, that's what made reality show great back in the day. Lily, and plus he fucking the balls on top of the end of the episode. It's because of those is why we were able to enjoy anything, is why hip-hop was hip-hop, is why Dilemma was Dilemma, and why we have really Lil Pump instead of, heavy hitters like Ludacris and T.I. being in their prime and shit. Lily, they may make cameos like fucking, Lily fucking Future and shit, but you gotta understand, that shit is the equivalent to when he rapped on fucking Justin Bieber's track. It's not cool. What Luda did back in the day is he didn't perform it on Nickelodeon. He made Justin perform his part on Nickelodeon. I watched actually the Slouter Awards when that fucking song came out and shit. And Lily, it was funny. Fucking he had Justin fucking perform his verse and shit. He said, do you know why I'm doing that? It's for Nickelodeon shit. Lily, I hope Luda wanted to do it on himself, because as a grown man, I'm not afraid of doing something corny, and set an example for kids. I don't know if they want to let him off stage and stuff like that, but I really would help, because I knew that, because he was not being judgmental, because he was in a video, but why would he perform it live? I'm like, it would be so much better if like Luda would perform it live, because he's Lily. Justin's not gay, but Lily fucking, he understands that Lily, that song was going somewhere, that Luda was trying to put a specific emphasis on it, like, yeah, I'll help you out, but only because it's this amount of being discreet, you understand? Like, Lily, fucking Lily, you're singing R&B, you're right, it's fucking Lily, it's not bad, shit like that. It's just that, Lily, you sound like a little kid. No, that means you have to put in more effort, and that means that there's nothing wrong, but Lily, it can't stay the way it is, and it's crazy as shit, Lily. The whole point of Crazy is to not take a risk in order to serve a purpose, and so Luda served that purpose, and so Lily, he just left it be at that point. So with such, creative concepts like, the Flavor of Love, Lily, where he's dripping alcohol on the floor at the end of the episode, stuff like that, like Lily, what ended up happening is, so they got their nerves like how they always get for the seasonal operation. So Jordan went to go ask him, like, how do I do this and that? And so he got really, really, really mad because he calculated all the relationships from Lily, from Ariella to, from fucking, from Kat, from like, Lupus Snore, from Lily, from fucking, from Cosplay, fucking all those other girls, fucking, it's crazy as shit. And Lily, he's like, well, back in all day, he comes from a time where Lily, you don't get away with your looks, where, like, actually women kind of have to compete away. Lily, crazy, like, Lily, and like, if this was like, Lily, a reality show, you would be the New Yorker of the show. Lily. And then he ran around to his fast friends like, we have to stop this. Lily, you know why? Because he's like, Lily, this makes you feel back in the old days. Because the reason why it felt so fucking dry and Troy tense, because they didn't want that. They wanted like Lily hip hop to just be hip hop or nothing else, nothing to look into it. They want people to view dreadheads as dreadheads instead of people who Lily serve their fucking purposes in society. When you're Lily, you have to take care of dreads. It's something really, some crazy shit like Lily. You can't just let dreads grow out fucking shit like that. There are do-rags and shit. There's a fucking process and shit. Lily, but it's also a lifestyle. You have to make sure you work out so you represent those dreads. It's fucking crazy. It's still fucking, you can't just get dreads just to get dreads and shit. It's crazy as shit. No, it's for the world to stay judgmental. So like Lily, the rapper will be the same person he is on TV instead of actually, making profit. Like the rapper's going to jail instead of going to a concert. So people will constantly think like that. And fucking Alex was really out there. He didn't want me and Jordan to get through. That's why he put emphasis on Lisa. You see how he's so handsome of that? His main goal was for me to end up with Lisa instead of Jordan, to make everybody have realistic standards. While I look like a Michael Phelps version of David Hasselhoff. But in conclusion, as funny as that may be, it's really, really, really important to let you know that that's not cool. That's a pure mental condition. So you want things to be more like Jersey Shore than the flavor of love. Just to say it feels a purpose instead of actually, adding beauty and quality and emotion to it. And using all the excuses that fucking emotion like Lily sends you to a mental hospital. That's how Lily work fucking humans. Lily, so there's no such thing as balance. Just pick a side and there's no such thing as balance. Lily, let's pick where you stand, pick your stereotypes, Lily, so we can't move and they can't involve Lily. And then delete fucking history with the fucking stir machine. Lily, and this is why Alex is getting locked up on Funimation News.